keep going back to what breaks you. Not because you're weak, because something deeper than just thoughts is pulling you there. This video will show you the truth that no therapist, friend, or book ever quite tells you. The real reason you keep going back to the pain. And once you understand it, you'll never see heartbreak, abandonment, or your past the same way again. The message sits in your drafts. The one to the person who hurt you badly. Your finger hovers over send. Your body knows better. But still, you feel that pull. What if your pull to what hurts you isn't a mistake, but a clue? You know that feeling? The one where your heart beats fast as you hover over the send button. The message to the person who broke you. The one everyone told you to block. The one your therapist warned you about. And yet, your finger stops there, pulled by something deeper than thinking. Something that feels like gravity itself. Why do we chase what hurts us? What hidden force pulls us back to the very people, places, and patterns that left us broken? What strange pull exists between our hearts and what we know will hurt us? You've felt it before. The pull to the partner who's never fully there. The job that makes you feel small but you can't quit. The friendship that drains you but you keep fixing. The family pattern you swore to break free from, but find yourself repeating. It's like some part of you seeks out the very thing that hurts you, like a moth to a flame. Except you know the fire will burn. You don't just get burned. You walk into the fire with open eyes. Look around you, your shelf of self-help books promising healing. Your journal where you wrote, "Never again." The good friends who've watched your cycle of leaving and returning, their patience wearing thin. And still, in quiet moments alone with your thoughts, that pull comes back. The what-ifs whisper. The painful memories soften. The pain transforms into something almost like missing them. You tell yourself it's love. Unfinished business. One last talk for closure. But deeper down, where truth lives, you sense something else at work. Something older than this heartbreak. Something wired into how you're built. Your pull to what hurts isn't random. It's a pattern more exact than math. Why are we so strongly drawn to what we know will hurt us again? What if this pattern isn't a flaw, but a clue? Look at your life. See the pattern of going back. The cycle of hope and being crushed. The brief periods of strength followed by the same fall back into what breaks you. Each time you promise it will be different. You think you're stronger now, smarter now. You believe you can handle it. And each time, the ending is the same. You alone, picking up pieces that get smaller and harder to find. You don't just lose parts of yourself. You give them away on purpose. What has this cost you? The ties with people who consistently showed up. The chances that passed while you were stuck in chaos. The peace you can't find because part of you is always bracing for the next abandonment. The trust in yourself that erodes with each broken promise to your own heart. Remember the last time? How you swore it was over? How you deleted the number, removed the photos, told everyone it was done? How you rebuilt day by day. And then, that moment of weakness, that lonely night, that one drink too many, that notification. And suddenly, there you were again, walking right into the fire. Take a breath. Feel how heavy this cycle is in your body. Notice the tight shoulders, the squeezed chest. This isn't just in your head, it's physical. Your body remembers every return, every collapse. Who has power in your life when you can't resist what hurts you? Who controls your future when you're tied to your past? What dreams never happen because all your energy goes into this endless cycle? The hard truth is, your pull to people who leave you has become who you are. The person who always hopes, always forgives, always returns. The one who sees potential where others see patterns. The eternal optimist whose heart is a museum of great beginnings and terrible endings. You didn't choose this pattern, but you keep choosing to repeat it. And now, face the question that changes everything. What if your pull to what hurts you isn't love at all, but a deep form of betraying yourself? Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you felt that question in your body, if something in you knew it was true. Sigmund Freud called it repetition compulsion, the strange urge to recreate painful situations from our past. But his student Carl Jung saw its deeper meaning. Jung knew that what looks self-destructive might actually be the mind's attempt at healing. Jung wrote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Your wounds aren't random. They're exact maps to your healing. Think about this twist. The very pattern causing your worst suffering might hold the key to your greatest freedom. Your pull to abandonment isn't weakness or bad luck. It's a precise system, a compass pointing to your unhealed wounds. In Greek myths, this pattern shows up in Persephone, who keeps returning to the underworld. On the surface, it looks like she's returning to her captor. But deeper wisdom shows she's actually returning to the shadow place where her own power lives. What looks like captivity is actually transformation. This is wisdom your modern mind has forgotten, but your body remembers. Your pull to abandonment speaks in symbols, not to destroy you, but to show you exactly where your wounded power is. You're not chasing people. You're chasing healing in disguise. Think of water. When there's a crack in a cup, water follows exactly where the crack is. Your emotional energy works the same way. It doesn't randomly attach to just anyone who might hurt you. It attaches precisely to those who will hurt you in the same way as your original wounding. Now picture an old map with a warning at the edge. Here be dragons. Map makers knew people fear what they haven't explored. Your mind has drawn similar boundaries around your abandonment wounds, marking them as too dangerous to approach. And yet, the pull persists, because wisdom lives on the other side of that line. Stop for a moment. Let those words sink in. The very thing you've been running from might be the door to your freedom. What looks like self-sabotage might actually be your deepest self, trying to lead you back to the exact spot where your power was surrendered, where your story was hijacked, where your voice was silenced. But here's the key difference. Going back to the person who abandons you will never heal the wound. Going back to the wound itself, with awareness and new eyes, that's where transformation begins. You can't heal by repeating. You can only heal by returning with awareness. Let's trace the hidden architecture of this pull. It starts long before the current relationship, the recent heartbreak, the latest cycle of leaving and returning. It starts in your earliest experiences of connection and disconnection. The baby who cries and isn't soothed learns. My needs don't matter. The child whose emotions are too big for their caregivers learns. Parts of me must be hidden to maintain connection. The teen who watches important people disappear through death, divorce, addiction, or emotional withdrawal learns perhaps the most damaging lesson. Love and loss always go together. These lessons don't arrive as conscious thoughts. They embed in your nervous system, in your unconscious expectations, in the very blueprint of what feels like home to your heart. Your past isn't just memory. It's the invisible blueprint of your present. Enter the abandoner, the archetypal figure who recreates your original wound with perfect precision. They might appear as the charismatic but unavailable partner, the hot and cold friend, the mentor who elevates then discards you. Whatever form they take, they share one trait. They cannot offer consistent presence. Their emotional landscape is a territory of extremes, intense connection followed by bewildering distance. With the abandoner, you exist in perpetual uncertainty. Neurochemically, this creates a powerful dopamine loop similar to gambling addiction. The unpredictable rewards, their occasional return, moments of intimacy, temporary focus on you, become more addictive than consistent attention ever could be. You owe no explanation for leaving what breaks you. This truth seems obvious to those who haven't experienced the magnetic pull of abandonment. They wonder why you don't just walk away. What they don't understand is that the rope tethering you to what hurts feels woven into your very being. Walking away isn't just leaving someone else. It's leaving a version of yourself. You owe no explanation for leaving what breaks you. Yet here you are, explaining, justifying, contextualizing why you stay. To friends, to family, to therapists, to yourself. Late at night when the evidence of harm is undeniable. Your body knows the truth before your mind can accept it. The insomnia, the digestive issues, the headaches, the weakened immune system. These physical symptoms aren't separate from your emotional reality. They're its direct expression. Your body is sending distress signals about a connection your conscious mind still defends. Take another breath. Notice how your body responds to these words. The subtle shifts, the tensions, the releases. Your body has been trying to tell you something all along. But what if the pull toward abandonment isn't the problem? What if it's actually an invitation, your psyche's attempt to bring you back to the original wound, not to re-injure you, but finally, to heal you? Your pull to what hurts isn't self-destruction. It's self-healing without your conscious permission. Consider, we don't heal in abstraction. We don't transform through avoidance. We heal by returning to the scene of the wound with new consciousness, new resources, new capacity. You owe no explanation for leaving what breaks you. But you do owe yourself the dignity of understanding why it had such pull in the first place. This is where the path forward begins to emerge. Not in demonizing the abandoner, nor in demonizing yourself for being drawn to them, but in recognizing the profound intelligence in the pattern itself. The wound always seeks the light. What appears as self-destruction is often self-healing attempting to happen without conscious participation. Your attraction to what hurts you is not evidence of your brokenness. It's evidence of your system's relentless movement toward wholeness. You're not broken. You're trying to become whole through the only pathway you know. Here's the empowering insight. The pull isn't toward the person who abandons you. It's toward the opportunity to finally respond differently to abandonment itself. To stand in the exact spot where you once collapsed and discover you can now remain upright. To experience the exact trigger that once shattered you and find you can hold yourself intact. This doesn't mean pursuing relationships with those who hurt you. It means understanding that your attraction to them has always been about you. Your healing, your growth, your unconscious attempt to rewrite history with a different ending. You're not chasing them. You're chasing your own completeness. Who would you be if you were no longer defined by this pull to what hurts? If your identity wasn't built around being the one who always returns, always hopes, always sees the potential others miss? The truth is stark. You've crafted an entire personality around your wound. The eternal optimist, the forgiver, the one who believes in second chances, fifth chances, 20th chances. The one friends describe as having a big heart, when what they really mean is having poor boundaries. You've made your wound your personality, your trauma your resume. What parts of yourself have you never developed because this pattern consumed so much of your life force? What talents lie dormant? What relationships never blossomed because your energy was perpetually siphoned back to what breaks you? Who waits for you on the other side of this pattern? You owe no explanation for leaving what breaks you. This isn't just about romantic relationships. It's about every situation where you choose familiar pain over unfamiliar possibility. The job that diminishes you. The friendship that depletes you. The family dynamic that constrains you. You have mistaken comfort for safety, familiarity for love, drama for passion, intensity for intimacy. Your chaos isn't excitement. It's distraction from your power. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid would happen if I broke free of the pattern once and for all? What identity would I have to release? What unknown territory would I have to face? The deepest fear isn't about others' judgment. It's about facing the void on the other side of the pattern. Who are you when you're not in pursuit of the unavailable? When you're not in the chemistry of craving? When you're not crafting elaborate meanings from scraps of attention? This is the soul punch. Your pull to abandonment has never been about the other person. It has always been about avoiding the confrontation with your own unlived life. You're not afraid of losing them. You're afraid of finding yourself. What terrifies you most isn't losing them. It's finding yourself. The self that exists beyond the drama, beyond the suffering, beyond the identity built around beautiful beginnings and catastrophic endings. In the words of poet David White, anything or anyone that does not bring you alive is too small for you. How small have you kept yourself to maintain this pattern? How much of your vastness have you compressed to fit into relationships that were never designed to hold your wholeness? You've made yourself small enough to fit into their absence. Who might you become if you directed even half the energy you've spent on unavailable people toward your own unlived potential? You owe no explanation for leaving what breaks you. The only explanation needed is the one you give yourself about why, finally, you choose to break the cycle. Imagine waking up tomorrow without the weight of this attraction, without the constant pull toward what hurts, without the narrative that suffering is somehow noble or that persistence in the face of rejection is romantic. Your worth isn't measured by how much pain you can endure. What would open up in your life? What energy would suddenly be available to you? What clarity might emerge when your system isn't constantly managing the biochemical chaos of attachment to abandonment? The resolution begins with radical honesty. This pattern has cost you years, opportunities, peace, self-trust. It has narrowed your life to a repeating loop of hope and devastation. It has kept you from the expansiveness that is your birthright. Breaking free isn't about willpower. It's about understanding that your attraction to abandonment was never random. It was your psyche's misguided attempt to heal the original wound by recreating it. You've been looking for healing in the exact place you were wounded, Now you can approach that wound directly, with consciousness. You can give yourself what was missing originally: the presence, the attunement, the unwavering commitment to your own well-being that you've been seeking externally. This doesn't mean the magnetic pull disappears overnight. It means you recognize it for what it is: an old survival mechanism that once protected you, but now constrains you. You can honor its original purpose while choosing a new path. Take a final breath. Feel the possibility of liberation in your body. The lightness that comes with recognizing a truth that's been waiting for you to discover it. The philosopher Heidegger spoke of the clearing, the space where truth reveals itself. Your clearing exists on the other side of this pattern, in the unfamiliar territory of consistent presence, of relationships that don't require constant vigilance, of connections that expand rather than diminish you. Your freedom isn't in finally getting them to stay. It's in no longer needing them to. The journey toward that clearing begins with a single, powerful declaration. Drop it in the comments right now as your commitment to yourself. I release what breaks me. Type those words. Speak them aloud. Let them be the first conscious step toward breaking the magnetic pull of abandonment. This understanding of your attraction to abandonment is just the beginning. The recognition of the pattern is the first step in a much deeper journey of reclaiming your full aliveness. In my next video, we'll explore the practical steps to rewire your attachment system, the neurobiological interventions that can literally change how your brain and body respond to connection and disconnection. We'll move from insight to embodied change. If this video touched something deep in you, subscribe now and hit the notification bell. Because breaking free from the magnetic pull of what hurts you isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily practice of choosing yourself. And I want to be your guide on that journey. Healing isn't an event, it's a revolution. The person who subscribes to this channel isn't just looking for content. They're committed to transformation. They're ready to move beyond intellectual understanding into lived freedom. They're brave enough to face their patterns and determined enough to change them. Is that you? Then join our community of people who are rewriting their relationship with abandonment, with connection, with themselves. Subscribe now and take the first step toward becoming someone who is no longer defined by what breaks them. You were never meant to be broken by love. You were never designed to chase what retreats. Your heart was not created to be a museum of abandonments. Your heart was made for more than waiting for someone to return. The magnetic pull you've felt toward what hurts has always been a misinterpreted signal, not directing you toward more pain, but toward the exact location of your forgotten wholeness. In the spaces between the coming and going, in the silence after they've left, in the moments when you've reached for the phone to reconnect with what shattered you. That's where your true self has been waiting patiently for you to finally turn toward home. What breaks you has never held the answer. It only held the question you needed to finally ask yourself. Why do I believe that love and suffering must come in the same package? The answer exists in the quiet dignity of walking away from the flame that burns you, in the revolutionary act of believing you deserve consistency, in the brave new world on the other side of releasing what breaks you. Your pull to what hurts wasn't the problem. It was the messenger. The magnetic pull will fade, and in its place, a new gravity will emerge, the steady, powerful attraction toward what actually deserves your magnificent heart.